Hello. Today we will work on one more project on the SL55 AMG. And the purpose of today is the radiator coolant flush. That's what we're doing today. However, there are other steps that are necessary to do this, right? Preparation, I already jack up the car, put it on ramps, put blocks for security in the back, open the hood as you can see, and I'm going to start opening the reservoir so air can come in. So the process basically is two steps. The first step is draining, which consists of opening a valve underneath of the car so you can drain all the current existing fluid after turning on the heat, putting on the maximum, so the heater opens up the valve and everything can circulate down. And the second step is vacuum fill everything with new coolant. And for that, we're going to use a vacuum device that I acquired from Schwarzman for that purpose, which use the airline compressor using the method of venturi line. You will press the system, make a vacuum. If everything is stabilized, that means you don't have a leak. Then you proceed to fill them up and remove with a vacuum everything from it and avoid cavitation with air bubbles inside. However, not to make it longer, but I think it's pertinent, there is one side effect on this that I have to at the same time fix. Attempting to remove the valve from underneath, it looks like it was too brittle, hard already because of the time, and it broke. As you can see here, the valve to the side, it broke. So there's a whole stem all the way in that is inside still radiator, which plug it, right? So radiator is still plugged. So that then is the first step. I need to remove that stem from it to be able then to drain and then ultimately put a new plug of this. Now the story. When I went to look for this piece, which is a plastic, actually radiator valve, this is the drain plug, okay? It's a valve because you rotate it. Mercedes here, I am in South Florida. They indicate me that they show me this interesting diagram, which you have right here. That's the SL55 AMG. They show me the radiator with its part right here. That's the plastic drain plug that we're talking here. It's a red plastic valve right there, which they tell me, unfortunately, they did not sell this part. It's not available to purchase. So I had the dilemma, well, I need to remove the stem that is inside and replace it with another one. They said, no, we don't sell this part, we don't do that. They said, what's the option? And they say, my available option is to buy a new radiator, which comes with that part. To which I replied, how much is a radiator? They give me an estimate of $1,600. And the installation of it is around $1,600 as well. So this is a $3,200 job. Needless to say, I digress from it. And I said, look, I'll try to figure it out. So, to make this story short, I went on a hunt on the internet, and here you have the part. This is the plastic part that I mentioned before, that broke in the head right here. This part you can get it under $6 US dollars in the internet. So, needless to say, all what is needed now is to remove the stem and use the new part to put it on, which is what I will attempt. So in addition to flushing and refilling, there is a repair that needs to be done, which is fixing this broken valve to put in this one in. And while doing so, I may save a little dollars. So we are doing the first step, after jacking and all this, underneath, first step, which is removing the cover. It has 6 bolts, 2 in the back here, 2 others here in the front, and 2 others here in the front. Okay? Just by removing them, you'll see that the cover can be removed as such. Right? Now we have access to the valve. So after removing, unscrew the piece that was stuck inside, the drainage begin, as you can see from the radiator. I will try to remove the part and show it to you. So I removed the part that was stuck on it, so you don't have no head. This is the new one. As you can see, it is the correct part. So this is under $6. I told you the price before of all the radiator change completely. You do the math. So right now it's draining. You see a trickle after opening the drain plug. If you look up now on the engine bay, when we open this, which is the reservoir, we open the cap. Okay? Now look underneath. Look underneath. And now you see the royal mess that I'm doing. It is quite fast coming down. Okay. So, flush, this drain is complete, as you can see. This bucket, plus the extra that fell in the ground that I have to clean, that I did already. Now time has come to put the new plug, okay, which is this one, in place, right, with a washer. Now, when you're doing the change, and you already have a good plug, do not pull the plug out completely. It has two notches for a reason. Right? When you just unscrew, this second notch will block the hole from where it came from, and the other one will be free to drain downward. If you pull it out, which is what I did to replace it, now the fluid will come from both holes, the drain downward and straight up from where this plug came from. So you should leave it in when you have the real plug, okay? Since I need to replace it, I pull them out. And I'm going to install this one in, then to continue the process. As you can see, the plug is in place. You can see there clearly. Okay. And the drain hole that we were talking was this one, okay? I just insert it and rotate clockwise to lock them up. That's the new plug in place already. So you can see the drip stop. So now we're going to start the filling up process, and for that we need to put the heater to open up so you can drain whatever's left in there, so we can do the vacuum and get all the air out as well before we put the new coolant. For that, you come to the vehicle inside, you put the keys and just turn it on, but not the vehicle, just position B, A and B, right? Then you put the temperature all the way down, as hot as you can, and turn on the resistance, right? Don't put it in auto, because you leave the fan in low. Okay, now I open the reservoir. And before, you have the cap here. This is the reservoir. Everything is empty. So from the kit, you have different rubber adapters I choose the 45mm one, okay, because it's the one that, as you can see, kind of fit better to the reservoir to seal it, eh? As you can see, it seals. Then we're going to put the filler in. So I already put the valve on it and the coupler, the rubber coupler. I use 45mm just to see if it's tight and seal, because that's what the point is seal this so the vacuum can be effective and don't leak. Now we're going to put the venturi, which is this piece, okay? And where to go is just as simple as now this line we're going to put it in a bucket or something, okay, somewhere. Could be there to drain whatever excess we can come up with. And in here we're going to put the compressor line, the air line, and that will create the vacuum. Okay, I just finished putting the venturi system. I connect venturi to the valve, I connect the air line to the venturi. Right now it's closed, and this one is closed because I already opened this, let the air goes in, create a vacuum, and put 20 pounds into it. Look at it. I mean, put it like 21 actually. As you can see, I already have like 3 minutes in there and has not moved the needle, which indicates that there is no leak nowhere. So I close the venturi valve and I close the air hose. Okay, now I'm going to proceed to start drawing the coolant into the. So now, as I said, we're going to draw. I just open a little bit the line, the fluid line, the valve. I open it, and as you can see, it started ready to fill them up the system. Look at the pressure start going down slowly, right? Theoretically, by the time you get to 0, it's because the system is full already. So after you complete drawing from the container, okay, then eventually the pressure will drop down back to 0, and that means the whole system is filled, including the reservoir, right? So you just remove it, the system. You need to clean that, all the hoses and everything, and now you make sure to fill up to the line that it needs and close the reservoir, right? Checking that everything is clean and there is no drip underneath. There's no drip underneath. So we are inside the car. Now we're just going to turn it on. So as you can see, temperature. After turning it on and wait a few minutes, like 5 or maybe 10, it came out within the correct range, right? 85. Remember to properly dispose the coolant that you just drained out of the vehicle. We don't want to pollute the environment, and that substance is really toxic to small animals, dogs, cats, and all the other pets. So if you're an animal lover, consider they may die upon getting in contact with that substance. Proper disposal is a requirement. Happy ranging.